The master of Yoga Sutra, known as the Shurangama Sutra, serves as a comprehensive map delineating the complete trajectory from an ordinary being to ultimate awakening, with its core crystallized in the 25 sages' perfect penetration. Perfect penetration might sound profoundly esoteric and distant, but it is actually the very essence we need to grasp in our lives. To break it down, perfect signifies completeness and lack of deficiency, symbolizing the inherent true mind and Buddha nature within each of us. Undiminished, unblemished, and ever-present, merely forgotten rather than lost. Penetration means unobstructed realization, implying that through a specific method, we can pierce through the fog of delusion and return to that flawless true mind. Thus, perfect penetration is the realization of our inherently perfect and unimpeded awakened nature through a chosen path. It is not an external acquisition, but a grand homecoming. Within the Shurangama Sutra, 25 fully awakened sages step forward like pioneers to share their unique ways back to the source. These sages come from all walks of life, including familiar figures like Avalokiteshvara, Mahastamaprapta, and Manjushri, as well as lesser-known royal bhikkhus, and even a sage who was once a courtesan. Their methods are incredibly diverse, woven into the very fabric of daily existence. Some return through sound, hearing eternal silence amidst the clamor. Some through scent, smelling the fragrance of self-nature in the breath beneath their noses. Some through reciting the Buddha's name, returning to boundless light with every invocation, and others through the earth itself, realizing the immovable mind in the steady embrace of the ground beneath their feet. Together, the 6 sense organs, 6 sense objects, 6 consciousnesses, and 7 elements constitute the 25 methods of perfect penetration. Sight, sound, scent, taste, touch, and thoughts. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Earth, water, fire, wind, space, perception, and consciousness. These innate faculties we use every single day are transformed in their hands into keys to awakening. This reveals a revolutionary truth. Awakening is not an unreachable myth. The monastery is within our own body and mind, and the key to liberation is hidden in our most ordinary actions of walking, standing, sitting, and reclining. We remain trapped in the cycle of anxiety and suffering not because we lack the capital for enlightenment, but because we fail to realize that these familiar aspects of life are the very roads home. We sit upon an endless treasure trove of our own, yet wander like beggars in the streets. This is precisely why we must understand the 25 sages' perfect penetration. It is not to mimic their exact actions, but to broaden our horizons and recognize that the path is not singular. If you are sensitive to sound, the ear organ penetration may be waiting for you. If you are keenly aware of bodily sensations, the body organ method might be your gate. If you possess a rich emotional and mental life, the consciousness element could be designed just for you. Today, we will dissect each of these 25 sublime methods of perfect penetration, exploring how sound becomes a bridge to silence, how thought guides us back to light, and how afflictions are transformed into a sanctuary of Bodhi. This is more than an explanation of knowledge. It is an invitation to life itself. You can pause right now, brew a pot of tea, find a quiet space, and join me on this magnificent journey of self-discovery to meet these 25 great pioneers. Listen to their incredible stories of awakening and find the path home that suits you best. To our new friends, please subscribe and turn on notifications as we officially step through the first door to see how those who attain the way amidst worldly dust found eternal serenity within the noise of the mortal realm. Now we delve deeply into our interpretation, beginning with the 6 sages who attained realization through the 6 sense objects. The 6 external environments we encounter daily: sight, sound, scent, taste, touch, and thoughts, though labeled as dust and the roots of affliction, serve as the very steps ordinary people take toward awakening. Dust implies debris that blinds our eyes from the truth of the world and blocks our ears from our inner voice. Buddhism categorizes our surrounding world into 6 types of dust: colors and forms seen by the eyes, sight dust; sounds heard by the ears, sound dust; fragrances smelled by the nose, scent dust; flavors tasted by the tongue, taste dust; sensations felt by the body, touch dust; and the phenomena contemplated by the mind, thought dust, which are the thoughts rising and falling within us. These 6 dusts follow us like shadows. We chase them, loathe them, and are led by the nose by them, leaving us exhausted in samsara. We constantly assume that practice means wiping away this dust or escaping this noisy world. But the first group of sages in the Shurangama Sutra tells us there is no need to flee, because the place of enlightenment is right within the dust. The first to stand and share is Venerable Kondinya, one of the Buddha's original 5 disciples, who shares the method of sound. He recalls a time when the Buddha asked them, "Who am I to you?" To which they replied, "You are our host." The Buddha then asked, "And who are you?" They answered, "We are the guests." In that simple exchange, Venerable Kondinya was suddenly enlightened. He realized the truth of host and guest. A guest comes and goes, staying for a night and leaving at dawn, whereas the host is immovable and always there. The sounds we hear are like guests. Bird songs, traffic, praise, and slander arrive and depart without ever staying. Yet our intrinsic nature that is capable of hearing is like the host, remaining unmoving regardless of whether the outside world is loud or silent, and whether a sound exists or not. By observing the coming and going of sound as guest dust, Venerable Kondinya perceived the oncoming and going, immovable host, establishing the sound dust penetration method to view one's nature through sound. The second sage, Venerable Upanishad, chose the path of sight dust. Through the contemplation of impurity, he observed the various unclean aspects of the physical form, completely seeing through the attachment to the body. He discovered that this body we treasure so dearly is merely a temporary congregation of sight, scent, taste, and touch. When he was no longer deluded by the physical form, his mind was liberated, becoming brilliantly clear and unsullied. The third, the fragrance-accomplished youth, offers a story steeped in Zen poetic elegance. Once, while sitting quietly and smelling burning agarwood, he suddenly asked himself, "Does this fragrance come from the wood? Does it come from my nose? Or does it come from the empty space?" Turning his observation inward, he realized the fragrance came from nowhere in particular, nor did it arise without cause. In that exact moment of seeking the fragrance and finding it completely unattainable, he severed all afflictions, understanding that all phenomena are mere products of causes and conditions, entirely devoid of independent self-nature. The fourth and fifth are the Bhaishajiraja and Bhaishajaisamudgata bodhisattvas, 2 brothers who were also skilled physicians. By tasting the world's herbs and minerals, they awakened through taste dust. They discovered that flavor has no fixed, independent nature, but changes based on various combinations of causes. From the myriad transformations on the tip of the tongue, they realize the emptiness of all phenomena. The sixth, Bhadrapala Bodhisattva, awakened suddenly while bathing. As water washed over his body, the sensation of touch sparked a question. Who is feeling this? Is it the water, or is it the body? Does this sensation truly exist? In the space between contact and separation, he observed that both the perceiver of touch and the object touched are empty and still, ultimately achieving perfect penetration. The final sage among the six dusts is Mahakashyapa, the first patriarch of the Zen tradition, who entered through thought dust. Thought dust refers to the arising and ceasing thoughts, ideas, and concepts in our minds. Venerable Kashyapa observed these thoughts and found that the previous thought had already ceased, the future thought had not yet arisen, and the present thought was completely unattainable. He realized the mind is like empty space, and thoughts rise and fall within it without ever staining the space itself. The mind is inherently pure. Thus, no longer pulled by the arising and ceasing thoughts in his mind, he realized the unmoving true mind. 6 sages, 6 methods, and they all tell us, affliction is itself bodhi, and the clamor is itself the place of enlightenment. We do not need to loathe and leave this world, nor do we need to fight our senses. The key lies in whether we engage through an attached mind or observe through an awakened, reflective mind. Sounds, fragrances, tastes, touches, and thoughts are neither inherently good nor bad. They simply exist as they are. Whether they act as poison or medicine depends entirely on us. Next, we move to the 5 sages who turned their sense organs inward to contemplate their own nature, focusing on how they looked past their eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to see exactly who it is that sees, hears, smells, tastes, and touches. Our senses are like 5 windows open day and night to the outside world. The eyes chase colors and light. The ears distinguish praise from noise, and the nose, tongue, and body constantly exchange information with the external environment. We are so accustomed to looking outward that our entire life seems to be nothing but the flowing scenery outside the window. We forget that we are not just looking at the scenery. We are the one capable of looking at it. The first sage, Venerable Aniruddha, has a story that is a legend of loss and gain. Having been admonished by the Buddha for his laziness and oversleeping, he vowed never to sleep again, and after 7 days and nights, he went blind. Amidst endless darkness and regret, the Buddha taught him a new way of seeing, the Vajra Samadhi of joyful sight and illumination. No longer relying on physical eyes, he used his mind's eye to contemplate, and suddenly he saw. He perceived the worlds of the 10 directions with unobstructed clarity, 100 times sharper than what physical eyes could ever see, earning him the title of foremost in heavenly vision. Aniruddha's blindness revealed a stunning fact. It is not those 2 physical fleshly orbs that see. The true seeing nature, the ultimate identity capable of seeing, never depends on the eyes and has never known birth, death, increase, or decrease. Physical eyes may decay, but the seeing nature never dies. By relinquishing the outward-looking eye organ, he instead returned to the intrinsic nature that sees. The second, Venerable Chudapanthika, offers boundless hope to anyone who has ever considered themselves unintelligent. How foolish was he? He could not remember even half a verse over 3 months, prompting his brother to tell him to return to lay life, causing him to hug a pillar and weep bitterly. Out of compassion, the Buddha did not teach him complex doctrines, but merely gave him a single phrase to recite: broom. Yet, when he remembered broom, he forgot sweeping. So the Buddha ultimately instructed him to count his breaths. He focused day after day on the air at the tip of his nose, counting from 1 to 10 with every inhalation and exhalation. Gradually, his mind stilled. As he observed the breath, he found it to be neither existing nor non-existing, until his delusions were completely severed and he suddenly awakened, attaining the state of an arhat. He utilized the nose organ, choosing not to smell external fragrances or odors, but to observe inward this most basic, simple channel. This simplest and seemingly most foolish path made him one of the fastest to awaken. The third, Venerable Gavampati, due to past karmic remnants, constantly chewed his food like a cow. Though he felt shame because of this, he also used it as a catalyst for his practice. Turning his observation inward toward his tongue organ and the sensation of tasting, he discovered that flavor does not truly exist on the food or on the tongue. It is merely an illusory perception. When he completely realized the emptiness of the sense of taste, his mind was liberated from the gravity of past karma. The fourth, Venerable Pilandavatsa, began his practice with the body organ. Once, after being pierced by a toxic thorn, his entire body was racked with excruciating pain, leading him to ask whether it was the body or the mind that felt the pain. If there was only a single awareness, was that awareness itself painful? Contemplating inward, he discovered a pure awareness that simply knew the pain but was not itself pain. By separating awareness from sensation, he achieved perfect penetration. The final sage here is Venerable Subhuti, whom we know well as the foremost disciple in understanding emptiness from the Diamond Sutra. His entryway was the mind organ, the very source of our thoughts. He observed his own mind and found that both the mind capable of thinking and the thoughts being thought are, in their essence, empty. The mind is like an infinite space, and thoughts are like clouds drifting through it. The clouds come and go, but the space itself never changes. Abiding in this meditative concentration of emptiness, inside and outside became perfectly bright and no longer moved by any thought. He achieved perfect penetration. 5 sages, 5 inward-facing doors, and they prove through their own experiences that we do not need to search outside. The answer lies within ourselves. That awakened nature we so desperately seek has never left our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, or mind. All we must do is turn around, shifting from chasing external environments to reflecting on our intrinsic nature carries supreme power. If the 6 dusts are the external world and the 5 organs are our sensory tools, then the 6 consciousnesses are the workings of the mind that connect the two, generating this entire complex world. We now enter the inner worlds of 6 sages to see how they found the eternal, unchanging perfect penetration within the rushing waterfall of changing consciousness. Transforming consciousness into wisdom marks the dividing line between an ordinary being and a Buddha. If the external world is the scenery and the organs are the windows, then who is interpreting it all? Who stands behind the window labeling the scenery as beautiful or ugly, good or bad? This mechanism is what Buddhism calls consciousness, meaning recognition, identification, and discrimination. The eye organ contacting sight dust produces eye consciousness. The ear organ contacting sound dust produces ear consciousness. And the mind organ contacting thought dust produces mind consciousness, culminating in the 6 consciousnesses. These 6 consciousnesses are like 6 artists of the soul, using their own experiences and habits to paint an entire world for us. We live within the world created by consciousness, believing it to be the sole reality, pulled by it, rejoicing and weeping because of it. Here, the most critical step of practice arrives. We cease to be the person inside the painting and instead find the artist, seeing through his true face to be liberated from his control, a process called transforming consciousness into wisdom. The first is Shariputra, the foremost in wisdom among the Buddha's disciples, whose starting point was I consciousness. Once, upon encountering Bhikkhu Assaji on the road, he attained the first stage of enlightenment after hearing just half a verse. His wisdom lay in his ability to pierce straight to the core. He asked himself, where does this perception capable of seeing, this I consciousness, actually reside? Is it in the eyes? No, for even if the eyes are damaged, it seems to remain. Is it out in the world? No, the world consists of external objects. Is it somewhere in between? Even more impossible. Using the light of wisdom, he searched everywhere for I consciousness and found it completely unattainable, realizing on the spot that the nature of this consciousness is inherently empty and still, thereby achieving perfect penetration. The second is Samantabhadra Bodhisattva of great action, who utilized ear consciousness, though his hearing was unlike any other. He did not use his physical ears to listen to external sounds, but used his mind to hear, clearly discerning the arising and ceasing of every single thought within the minds of sentient beings, while remaining completely unmoving himself. His mind was like a perfect mirror reflecting the grand diversity of all phenomena, yet the mirror itself remained pure and unstained. Through this non-discriminating hearing, he realized the unobstructed nature of the mind. The third, Sunananda, the Buddha's biological younger brother, initially left the home life out of attachment to his wife, keeping his mind full of lingering desires. The Buddha taught him to contemplate his own breath. As he watched the air move in and out of his nostrils, it appeared like a wisp of white smoke. He thought, does this wisp of white smoke truly exist? Looking deeply, he found that this illusion of breath eventually dissolved, and at that exact moment of dissolution, all his worldly desires and attachments collapsed along with it, allowing him to perceive the true mind within the illusion of nose consciousness. The fourth, Venerable Purna, the foremost in explaining the Dharma, used tongue consciousness to speak and deliver people, yet he realized that the speaker, the Dharma spoken, and the people listening are all fundamentally empty. The highest form of teaching is speaking without speaking, and non-speaking while speaking. Abiding in this empty nature where speech is extinguished, his eloquence became boundless and he attained great freedom. The fifth, Venerable Upali, foremost in maintaining the precepts, took body consciousness as his place of enlightenment. He strictly observed the precepts, aligning every action of his body with the Dharma until his body and mind gradually fused into one. Precepts were no longer an external constraint, but became an internal light, turning his body into a pure vessel of Dharma, eventually rendering body and mind perfectly bright and identically virtuous without obstacle. The final sage is Venerable Moggallana, foremost in spiritual powers, who often used mind consciousness to travel through the 10 directions and explore the universe. Yet one day, he turned back and asked himself, where is the home of this mind consciousness that is capable of traveling through the universe? He exhausted his spiritual powers searching for this mind, only to find it formless, faceless, and with nowhere to be placed. In that precise moment of seeking the mind and finding it completely unattainable, his churning mind suddenly grew still, like muddy water when the sand and gravel settle, becoming crystal clear. From the arising and ceasing of mind consciousness, he realized the unarising, unceasing, peaceful true mind. 6 takes on transforming consciousness into wisdom show that consciousness is the root of affliction, yet also the catalyst for awakening. It is just like a dream. In a dream, we are carried away by the plot, entirely helpless. But awakening is the sudden realization that I am dreaming. When you realize you are dreaming, the dream does not vanish, but you are instantly free. Transforming consciousness into wisdom is simply waking up from the mind's dream. Now that we have explored the methods of the 6 dusts, 5 organs, and 6 consciousnesses, we arrive at the absolute summit of the 25 sages' perfect penetration: earth, water, fire, wind, space, perception, and consciousness, the 7 elements constituting the universe, and how they become the ultimate launchpad to awakening. This includes the highly anticipated mind over matter Buddha recitation penetration of Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva, and the ear organ perfect penetration of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, which Manjushri Bodhisattva ultimately selected as the most appropriate method for our era. Ancient sages tell us that the world is composed of 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. Earth represents solidity and support. Water represents fluidity and inclusion. Fire represents warmth and energy, and wind represents movement and change. We often consider these to be physical matter outside ourselves. But have you ever thought that your bones and skin are earth, your blood and fluids are water, your temperature and energy are fire, and your breath and pulse are wind? You are a walking universe. The practice of the Shurangama Sutra, having journeyed through the dusts, organs, and consciousnesses, finally arrives at the grandest scale, the 7 elements. Sages here directly utilize the fundamental elements of the cosmos for their contemplation. The first, Akuzma, whom we know as the fire-headed Vajra, presents a story brimming with the power of transformation. He once possessed excessive sexual desire, but the king of emptiness Buddha told him that the nature of desire is a blazing fire. Rather than being consumed by it, he should observe the fire itself. Thus, he began to observe the fire element within his body and mind, watching how that hot energy arose and circulated, discovering that this fire was neither inside nor outside his body, possessing no real substance, but remaining merely a manifestation of energy. The moment he saw through the nature of this fire, the fire of lust was instantly transformed into the light of wisdom, burning away all afflictions, turning the fiercest affliction into the most powerful fuel. The second, Dharanimdhara Bodhisattva, offers a practice that is both humble and great. Whenever he saw uneven, broken roads, he would quietly go and level them. In his daily labor, he observed the earth element, noticing that although the earth manifests in a myriad of differences like mountains, plains, and dust particles, its essential nature is one. He further observed that his own body was no different from the earth, eventually awakening to the truth that his body, the lands of the 10 directions, and the bodies of all sentient beings are identical and non-dual in their earth nature. Breaking the boundary between self and world, he realized the perfect penetration of the oneness of all things. The third, Moonlight Youth, practiced with the water element. Observing water, he saw that it takes on various forms such as streams, lakes, and oceans depending on the location, yet the true nature of water remains one. He then reflected, is our world not just like a reflection in water? The mountains, rivers, earth, and all phenomena are reflected within this single thought of our mind. The mind is like clear water, and the world is like the reflection within it. Though the reflection changes endlessly, the nature of the water remains unmoving. From the single flavor of the water element, he realized the Avatamsaka realm, where one is all and all is one. The fourth, Suryaprabha prince, observed the wind element. What exactly is wind? It has no substance, no color, and cannot be grasped. It is perceived by us only when it moves, and its essence is empty space and vibration. He then observed his own thoughts, finding that thoughts are just like the wind, arising and departing, ceasing and continuing, completely devoid of self-nature and unattainable. Abiding in this unarising, unceasing nature of wind and thought, he achieved perfect penetration in a state where both movement and stillness never arise. For sages, for elements, pointing to a singular direction, body, mind, and the world are fundamentally non-dual. The universe is not elsewhere. It exists within your every breath, every heartbeat, and the arising and ceasing of every cell. When you truly look inward, you see the mystery of the entire cosmos, making this an incomparably magnificent practice. Having witnessed earth, water, fire, and wind, we now welcome the final methods of perfect penetration, space, perception, and consciousness, the most brilliant peaks of the Shurangama Sutra. What secret lies within the Buddha recitation perfect penetration of Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva, a method familiar to countless practitioners of the Pure Land tradition? And why was the ear organ perfect penetration of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva praised across Zen, Pure Land, and esoteric traditions alike, chosen by Manjushri Bodhisattva as the most appropriate method for the people of this world? We have walked through worldly dust, crossed the senses, transformed consciousness, and embraced the universe, finally arriving at the highest peak of this mountain of awakening. Here stand the final three sages, whose realizations touch the ultimate nature of the universe, space, perception, and consciousness. Their methods echo like thunder through the ages. The first, Akashagarbha Bodhisattva, observed the space element. He saw that all things in the world have form and are subject to destruction, while empty space alone is formless, unarising, and unceasing. Yet he also realized that without the manifestation of forms, how could the formlessness of space be revealed? From the principle that form and emptiness are non-dual, he perceived that the awakened nature capable of manifesting everything yet transcending everything is as vast as empty space, achieving perfect penetration. The second is the first patriarch of the Pure Land school, Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva, who brings the method most familiar to billions of practitioners, Buddha recitation perfect penetration. His method is condensed into 12 words: restrain the 6 organs, maintain pure thoughts in succession, and attain samadhi. What does it mean to restrain the 6 organs? It means to pull back the outward-chasing brothers, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So the eyes do not wander, the ears do not stray, and the mind does not drift, focusing all energy on a single action, reciting the Buddha's name. What is maintaining pure thoughts in succession? It means this single invocation of Namo Amitabha Buddha is entirely clear and distinct, uninterrupted by wandering thoughts, flowing continuously like a single thread. This is purity. Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva explains that this is like two people. If one constantly remembers while the other constantly forgets, they will never see each other their whole lives. But if both remember each other, or if even one remembers intensely and the other never forgets, they are bound to meet. Reciting the Buddha's name is our act of remembering the Buddha, while Amitabha Buddha has never once forgotten us. When we use our entire body and mind to remember, the Buddha's light naturally illuminates us, opening our minds without needing any other expedient methods. This is the Buddha recitation samadhi. The final sage, who describes his practice in the most detailed and profound manner, is Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, presenting the supreme method lauded as the king of kings across all Dharma doors, ear organ perfect penetration. His method is called turning hearing inward to hear the self-nature, an incredibly precise inward contemplation consisting of 4 steps. Step 1. Entering the flow and forgetting the object. Entering the flow means turning inward into the stream of the intrinsic nature capable of hearing, rather than chasing the external stream of sounds. Forgetting the object means letting go of the sounds heard. Simply put, when listening to a song, do not be carried away by lyrics and melodies, but turn back to contemplate exactly who it is that is capable of hearing. As you do this, external sounds gradually cease to be a distraction. Step 2. Hearing and what is heard are both exhausted. Going deeper, you find that the one capable of hearing and the sound being heard are actually 2 sides of the same coin. As your practice deepens, the opposition between the hearer and the heard vanishes. At this point, you no longer hear sound, nor do you hear silence, and the states of movement and stillness never arise. Step 3. Awareness and what is aware of are emptied. Even hearing disappears, yet an awareness remains, making you feel as though you have entered a highly spacious, pure realm. Here, you must continue forward, relinquishing both this awareness and the empty state being experienced, for both the perceiver of awareness and the object of awareness are illusory. Step 4. Emptiness and what is emptied are extinguished, and when arising and ceasing cease, absolute stillness manifests. Even the empty realm and the mind attached to emptiness are completely eliminated. Here, all arising and ceasing phenomena, all dualistic oppositions are thoroughly severed, and the unarising, unceasing, absolutely perfect true mind reveals itself entirely. This is the manifestation of absolute stillness. When all 25 sages finished their sharing, the Buddha asked Manjushri Bodhisattva which of these 25 methods is most suitable for the sentient beings of our world. Utilizing his supreme wisdom, Manjushri analyzed them and concluded that Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's ear organ perfect penetration stands supreme as number 1. Why? Because the sentient beings of this world possess the sharpest ear organs and the strongest memories, allowing the method of sound to pierce through all obstacles straight to the human heart. Unlike sight, it cannot be blocked, and unlike touch, it requires no physical contact. More importantly, turning hearing inward to hear the self-nature reverses the very root of our birth and death. We ordinary beings experience samsara precisely because our hearing nature flows outward. Reversing this flow to go against the stream is the most direct path home. The series on the core teachings of the Shurangama Sutra concludes here, having traversed 25 paths to awakening, some grand, some delicate, some humble, and some magnificent. Yet remember, Manjushri Bodhisattva noted, returning to the source, the nature is non-dual. Expedients are many. All methods are fundamentally equal and lead to the exact same radiant home. The Buddha recitation penetration is a supreme expedient, and the ear organ penetration is the shortcut for this world. But even Dharanimthara's path leveling or Chudapanthika's breath counting will yield perfect penetration as long as you apply yourself. This exploration is not meant to provide a single rigid answer, but to unroll a complete map before you. Now the map lies open, the road is beneath your feet, and the choice to begin is yours. Thank you for walking this long and profound journey with me, and I look forward to our next encounter within the depths of our minds. Until next time.